Would you believe me if I told you all these electrician hand tools fit inside of this new tool bag? Well, what is it? Let's take a look. It makes one of the best tool bags in the industry. Right now, it looks like it's going to be the Boulder bag. This is the Ultimate Electrician Max Comfort Set. Got it for $200 on Amazon, bought it with my own money. We're going to compare it to something very well known, which is the Klein. And right off the bat, I'm going to let you know, a lot of your weight with your tools is on the front here, so it's on the front of your hip, and even your gator backs and stuff have this design. The Boulder bag actually puts most of the weight closer to your hip. We're going to show you what this thing fits in here. Obviously, you're not going to use all these tools at the same time. Here we go. First up, we got a new toy from Racketeers. I'm going to put this on my strippers and we're going to test it out for you guys as a special feature for this video. So these are our Crocs Junior. This thing apparently goes right on your strippers. And we're going to see if we can strip this Romex. So let's get it installed. Go ahead and open them. We're going to get this open. It looks like it's got a nut and a screw. Little cap nut on the back. Like this. Just like that, and look, it locks in there really nicely. We could install Loctite on here if we want to. Now the question is this a gimmick or does it actually work? Let's see. So we're just going to slide it up the Romex. Is it going to work? Oh my goodness. Haha, that's actually pretty cool. So the alternative is to cut this with a knife. Sometimes, you know, if you've done this for a long time, you can just rip the sheathing and then get what you want to get. But this V-cutter actually works pretty good. Yeah, look at that. And fairly safe because the blade can't make contact with your finger very easily. I think that's a win. It's called the V-cutter. And it's good for starting your cables, probably good for inside of a box. Not bad at all. And then of course inside the box, once you're in there, you can just rip this towards the box and get access to your conductors. So yeah, pretty cool. So we got our toner here. We've also got the probe inside there. We can take a look and see what all we got in here. We're able to get our circuit tracer from Klein as well. Now we've got a couple of tools here, like I said, that are going to be duplicates, but this is one of my favorite pairs of strippers. It cuts really good and strips like a dream. So we can actually take this number 12 here, solid, and we can strip it all the way back here almost effortlessly. Not all strippers will do that. If you've used the Kleins before, you know. We've got our insulated multi and our bits. And once we get this empty, I'm going to show you all the pockets because it's hard to see with all the tools. We got some really nice pair of Weehaws here. I think these are just really, really good looking. They're skinny and they fit almost in any kind of tool pouch build that you're trying to do. Even the smallest pouches, these will fit in. So you can fit it in the small pouches, the big pouches, however you want to do it. This is good if you want to have like a minimalist kind of tool design but still carry needle nose on you. Of course, we got the fastback from Milwaukee, tried and true. It's hard to beat the fastback. It's the first of its kind and just continues to be a performer. You got to get the one with the blade storage, and of course the magnets are a nice touch for the blade storage. You got the Crocs again, the Crocs Junior. These don't care what side you have it on. It's not solid or stranded. It's all one size, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about where am I going to put the wire. If you look at regular strippers, you'll see solid on one side and stranded on the other. That's not the case with these, and they strip really good as well. We've got a little control screwdriver here from Klein. Nothing too special, but always good for thermostats, things like that, small controls. This is one of the newest additions to the channel, and these bits are made for the trade, and they're also made for terminating. The lines are completely parallel, vertical lines there, very nice tips made to fit the fasteners. Even the squares, they don't taper like standard bits do in your drills and drivers and things. These are made for terminating 4 screws and they hold really good. The retention is different than most of your screwdrivers. You got a flat spring right there. It just grabs that in there. And then you got the knurling here. This spins, so you can kind of get this number here. It ratchets, and you can do this really quick. The back spins too, like a control screwdriver, and you can kind of spin it in your hand too. Got a lot of features with this, and one of my favorites, got to check this one out. This is the Impact 13-in-1 ratchet. We got some of my favorite diagonal cutters from Klein. These are angled. You get the free fulcrum when you're prying staples and things like that. This is a tool that not a lot of people talk about. It's called the Volt Claw. It grabs wire, and you can manipulate wire in a panel. You can pull wire off of a hot breaker safely. You can do all kinds of things with this. Really good for those crowded boxes, and a lot of devices now are just really, really deep, so you can cram wires in the back of your box safely. These replace a lot of tools. These are great. This is the perfect setup if you want to have the minimalist style, maybe in a Vito or something like that. This pouch is obviously more for construction or somewhere where your job site isn't as supervised and you want to keep all your tools with you at all times. So these, they crimp, they cut, they strip, they make up joints, they do everything, and they don't just do it acceptable, they do it very well, almost like a replacement of standard Kleins. Moving on to the Kleins, this is what I grew up with, this is what I learned with, and Kleins are always going to be my weapon of choice when it comes to the trade. This is your hammer. Got the 90-degree driver from Joshua Wilson. Spins here. This is really good for tight situations, things like that. You can't go without one of these. These are some of the bits. You're going to run into 3/8 for strut straps and transformers, square D, switchgear, things like that. You got to have a good 3/8 on you. This is just an extension. You never know when you're going to need an extension. And then the 5/16 here for the Tapcon. So this is essential to get in the back of those boxes, and it's magnetic for your Tapcons. Tapcons are by far probably one of the most common screws you're going to be driving as an electrician. We got a little voltage sensor here. These are not to check to see if there is voltage. You're checking the absence of voltage, then you verify with a multimeter. Don't trust your life with these. This is the Klein one. Then you'll notice kind of a theme here. I really don't rock the 10-in-1 too often. I tend to lose these bits and they go in your pocket or whatever they're doing. You'll notice that this one's black. This is the HD version, so this is the heavy duty, and I changed out shafts, so this is kind of a hybrid going. But this screwdriver is different because it's got what you call slide drive on it, so you can switch from 5/16 to 1/4 inch like that, and it's got a magnet, and there's no bits to lose. You don't have to flip anything around. You get your 5/16 ready to go, and now you got your 1/4 inch. Now you'll see here that this belt, just like the Klein tools, is trainable, where you can get these larger tools into spots that you didn't think they'd go just by a little bit of training here. This one's no exception. You can see where we've just about got it trained. If I spin it a couple of times, we can get it to go in there, and we're in the process of getting this thing more or less ready for battle by teaching this what tools are going to go where. All these are kind of moldable and malleable, just like all tool pouches should be. This is the hollow nut driver, and essential for the electrical trade. It's better than the predecessor because it's fully hollow, it's a lot less weight, and there's built-in magnet. So you got all your sizes here for your all thread, 9/16, 7/16, 1/2 inch, 3/8, everything is here in one, 7/16, it's all here, and it's a great tool. Got our tape measure here, Fat Max or the Crescent Night Eye. The Crescent's nice. There's no magnets to get burrs stuck to your tape measure, changing your measurement, or just giving you splinters. I like this Crescent because the standout is really good. It's really easy to read. It's double-sided, and it's got this little button here that helps you get it on and off of your tool pouches and things. This is a 16-footer. We measure every 8 feet, so I don't need a 25-footer weighing me down. I run a lot of pipe. This is a 16. Now, we're coming to the bottom of this tool bag. I've got a pair of Allen wrenches, as anyone should. This is the most compact one that I could find at the time. I think Klein has some that's a little bit smaller. You don't need anything this thick. I think that Klein is really good at what they do, and they make the smallest tools possible, minimalist kind of style. This is just a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but it has everything that I need. Then you got a little stubby. I don't recommend this stubby because, one, this thing is really hard to remove, and then if you got big fingers like me, you can barely get these out, and it's almost more of a waste of time trying to mess with this than it is just getting the right tool for the job. And then this extends out, so it's no longer a stubby, so it's somewhat functional, but definitely not a needed tool. If we look in here, you can see all the pockets. You can see how your pliers and everything's just going to fit in there. And I see one more tool back here. This is a circuit screamer. You plug this into the receptacle that's off, you go turn on the breaker, it starts screaming at you, or vice versa. You can plug this in, let it scream at you, and then go to the panel, start throwing the breaker. You can hear this from across the house, and it's just as good as a circuit tracer. So we got 2 plier pouches here. What's interesting about these plier pouches is that they're actually really large, and we can fit multiple tools beside each other, and I can pull these tools out without really affecting each other. So this one slides out, or this one slides out, and they don't really get in a bind. So you could double up a bunch of tools in here, and it's not like you're really crowding, where you've got plenty of space. I can even pull these out and put them in at the same time with really no fight. Then the front of it, you got another spot where you can fit a whole other pair of clients in here in the front, and they sink all the way down beyond these lips right here, and they got really good retention. The front is good for screwdrivers, so less weight in the front, more weight by your hips like we mentioned. And then of course you got your tape loop. I don't really know what this is good for. I don't know if it's for a phone or what it's good for. It's kind of iconic with the boulder bag. They always had something kind of similar to this, so they kind of kept true to their root. But, you know, you guys let me know what you think this portion here is for. I suppose you could put your tape measure in here if you really wanted to, because it fits. And that's typically what you do in the standard boulder bags, but this just seems a little bit tight. So let me know what you guys think about that. Next up, we got the roto split. If you do MC and you get on a large job, everyone in the comments can say, I use my diagonals to split my MC. Yeah, me too, but you don't want your helpers splitting your MC with diagonal cutters. You're going to wind up ready to energize the job, and things are going to start tripping, and you're going to wish you had have issued a mandated roto split, which is what most jobs will do. If you go on a large job, commercial, they're going to require you to have a roto split, or you're going to get in deep trouble. This one here fits in your hammer loop, and it stays. So I recommend this one. I recommend a hammer loop to carry your roto split. There you go. On this side here, we got 2 channel locks. We've got the Knipex, we got the 12, and we got the 10-inch. I'd probably recommend 2 10s, but a 12 and a 10 will absolutely get everything done. We got 2 levels. If you bend pipe, you need 2 levels. One for level, one for plumb. If you're bending simultaneous bends, it gets kind of hairy, and you need to see both vials at the same time. This is the level that I probably recommend. I think this one's just a little bit too wide. It's nice because it lights up, but that's about all it's good for. We got one of the best multimeters that you can buy, which would be the T5. I think that the T6 is a little bit overpriced. The jaw is wider than it needs to be, and it ends up becoming a multimeter that you're going to kind of take more care of where you don't want it in your pouch, and then you're stuck with a less reliable multimeter for everyday tasks. This is less than $120, and it's going to last you a lifetime, but if you break it, you're not out $300. So you're more likely to have a really quality multimeter on you that you can afford to break if it happens, versus trying to take care of something and not wanting to use it as much. So I recommend the T5. The T6 has a lot of unnecessary features that are more gimmicky, and this just gets it done. It has auto sensing, so when you switch from voltage, AC to DC is automatic. Ohms and continuity is automatic, and it's just a very reliable multimeter. No backlight. That's the only gripe about this meter. Now for the beaters, this has always been my weapon of choice for beaters. You get the hex shaft, so you can put the reamer on it, and then you got a combination beater. The tips of these are absolutely going to last you for a very long time, and then you just simply swap it all out. Joshua Wilson sent me this as a beater, and it's interesting because you can hear where it shakes. It's got a little ball in there that's completely isolated from voltage, and I don't know how I feel about it. We're gonna have to test it out. I still kind of like my Klein just for running pipe, just because of the pipe reamer, but this seems to be pretty cool. Also got a metal cap so you can beat on it, and then it's electrically isolated. Got some nice features, definitely comfortable, but we'll just have to see. We got 2 wrenches here, 9/16, 3/4, 5/8. 5/8 is good for your beam clamps, for your larger beam clamps that have the 1/2-inch hole for all thread. And you've just got all the sizes that you need for electrical. And then this is like your pipe runner. This is your 1/2-inch, or 3/8, or 5/16, and your 7/16, which is good for minis, struts, all that stuff. And then it acts kind of like a socket where this is already extended off, so you don't have to be flush against the edge of your strap. You've actually got something to kind of grab onto. You can hold it back here and get the ratchet going while you're trying to tighten. These are a must. I do recommend not the Huskies like this. Is a good way to do this. So you can tighten this up. You would put a screwdriver on this side and you would tighten this up. But let me show you something really cool that I've found over the years. I've recommended to hundreds of people. See how it makes full contact? These are, I recommend you go to Lowe's and go get the Craftsman. The Craftsman has all these that protrude out. That's the one that you want. This is good for when you're building racks. You can clamp onto your all thread, you can spin it around, you can clamp onto your all thread and then raise your strut up without it falling on your hand while you're manipulating all the fasteners and hardware down below. Vice grips come in really handy when you're building racks. We got the 850 in here because it's small and it's light and it's all you need as an electrician. It's more than what you need as an electrician. This is a fantastic impact driver. We've got the tiny batteries, the 1.7, and yeah, they are tiny. If we're looking here, we got some wire nuts, and we've got a stud ball, which will find studs. It will also find screws, so you know where studs are if the stud is made of wood, but it finds metal studs, so you can save your anchors and your toggle bolts and just screw straight into the metal studs. One of my favorite bits right here, this thing pivots. It gets you flush with the ceiling when you're installing the last part of the shroud for the ceiling fans, things like that. Extremely magnetic and very reliable from DeWalt. DeWalt probably makes the best bits that you can get for accessories for an impact or a drill. If we look in here, this is kind of a satchel, which is interesting because the tides kind of changed, right? 10 years ago, we'd make fun of somebody if they came to work with a satchel on the side of their hip. Nowadays, we got millennials that this is the norm, I guess. So they got the satchel here. It works. I've got some Sharpies here for pipe layout for the top of gear and stuff. Alternatively, you can just take your Sharpie, draw on existing Sharpie, and then rub it off because the alcohol will destroy the other existing Sharpie. But I like to use the Expos. We got room for a hole saw, and then we got all of our bits in here. So we've got the 5/16 for your tap cons. We've got all of our taps. We've got the 3/8 for our strut straps. These are nice because they pivot. So for your strut straps when you're building a rack, you can be up here with your drill and be tightening down here, and it just makes building racks that much easier. So that's about it for the boulder bag. We've got a couple of things hanging off of here. We've got a pencil and we got a Sharpie. You got to have a Sharpie, and you got to have a pencil for pipe. This, of course, is a retracting pencil. Lowe's, Home Depot, they all have one. I hardly do anything, even if I'm at the house just making something. The retractable pencil is so awesome. This goes on your vest, but I threw it on here so you guys could see it if you guys didn't know. How does this compare to the Gatorback? I think the Gatorback probably still has the edge for comfort. I'll probably wind up swapping this out for my Gatorback, but pretty much everything's interchangeable. It's all Velcroed, and it was just as expensive to buy the whole setup than it was to buy these individually. Also, I could not find this one individually, which is probably the coolest part of this whole setup because your tools are closer to your hip versus the Klein. So when we look at the Klein, you can see the difference in the weight, and you can already see how it's very heavy out here and starts to kind of droop out here, and you wind up with just a lot of bulk out here as you're walking in between furniture and finished surfaces and things like that. I really do like the idea of having more pockets because you can only fit one tool back here versus the boulder bag fitting two. It's not very comfortable to get two back here, where the boulder bag has just perfected it by giving us a lot of space for our hand tools back here, particularly the pliers. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you want anything about individually about any one of these tools, let me know, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.